Yo guys, well, I'm back again. It's a beautiful day today. It's like 48 degrees. It rained all day yesterday, but it's absolutely gorgeous today, and can't pass up going for a ride. So today's topic, besides talking about my new way of recording and stuff like that, let's move on to something more interesting. Went to look at some bikes yesterday. New bike. Yeah, no, I don't want to get rid of my Triumph. I just want to add to the collection. And no, it wasn't yesterday. It was Friday. Me and my buddy Paul went Friday to a place called Cross County. They're up in Metuchen. They sell Ducati, Triumph, BMWs. We were looking mostly at the BMWs. In fact, I had my heart set on the brand new model called an F900 XR. And they just got one in, and when I got there, they were still unboxing it, and they said, you're going to be the first one to take it for a ride. And it was a stripped-down version. It didn't have all the, like the quick shifter and all the good stuff on it, but I sat on at the motorcycle show in New York, and I was really liking it, and so I was really pumped. So when I got there, it wasn't really ready yet, so he says, why don't you take something else out? So I took a Triumph out. I'll show you a picture in between these. As I'm talking, I'll pause for a little bit and just show you the Triumph. It was a Tiger 800. And I was very impressed with it. It's not an expensive bike. They're leftovers, and they have them for like 11,000, 12,000. But it was quick. It was nimble. It was cool. It was a really cool bike, and I liked it. So then he finally got the 900 ready. He took us for a ride when I went out with the Triumph, but he said, just take it by yourself. So I took a 20-minute ride with the F900 XR, and it's I guess it's I'm trying to think of the CCs. I know it's 100 horsepower. Obviously, I think it's 895 the CCs. And, well, long story short, I wasn't wowed. I was kind of disappointed. It's not like it's a bad bike, but I was expecting more. I mean, it's got a lot of travel, about 6.5, maybe almost 7 inches of travel, front and rear, but it ran really firm. It was more sporty-like. Felt like a standard bike, like a MT-09 or something. It was just, firm, handled really well, super light feeling, like a sport bike. And I don't know what I was expecting, but to be honest, the Triumph felt better, and it was a lesser bike supposedly. Well, maybe not lesser. Super smooth. The Triumph was with that triple. They call it the triple whatever. It's 800 cc's. It felt super smooth, and this is a parallel twin on the BMW, and it felt a little faster, but it was a little bit more vibrating. Like you felt it, not annoying, but it just didn't wow me. So I was a little disappointed in that, even though I took a long ride because I was by myself. The salesman didn't come out with me. So that was it. So my buddy, so I was disappointed. My buddy took a K1600B for a ride, and he was just sold. That bike was so fast, so maneuverable. Even though it's a 750-pound bike, that's 100 pounds or 150 pounds lighter than what he's riding now, which is an Indian Dark Horse. And he loved it. The power, he said, was amazing. So I was looking at other stuff, and I said I was just gonna, after he figured he's probably gonna buy it, and we're just gonna go home, I said to the sales guy, I said, Alex, how about I take that, just for shits and giggles, let's take out that 1250 GS 1250. And he said, yeah, go ahead. I got to take a ride on another bike for a while. We can go. I'll take you out for a little bit, and we'll get a little spirited, and you see what you like. Well, I was absolutely blown away. That bike was absolutely a fucking blast to ride. Super comfy on the highway, totally straight up. Wind protection was very good. I mean, you felt a little bit here and there, but it didn't beat you up at all. The ride, unbelievable. It soaked up every little bump. I mean, he took me on bad roads, smart salesman, just so he can see how this thing would handle and take the road. No problem. Flickability, I felt like I was on a sport bike. I mean, it just everywhere. It's a 530-pound bike. Well, my Speedmaster here is almost 600 pounds, but I know it's low and everything. But that bike it just felt good. I mean, I was blown away. I didn't think that type of bike, because it looks like a big off-road bike, but it's, most people don't even take them off the road, and it was just sick. It was. And I'll show you a picture. I'll pause for a bit, and I'll show you a picture of the one. This is not the one I took. I took a blue one out, but it's the same model and everything was the same. But this is the one I really want to get. So I'm pretty impressed, and I don't know what I'm going to do. If I get that bike, I'll probably never ride the Speedmaster, but I'm not getting rid of my Speedmaster. I just love this bike also. It's my great bar hopper, just a scoot around town. It's just the best. And I don't know. I don't want to give it up. I want to keep it. So now I'm at a impasse. I don't know what to do. My brother's talking me into getting the which I thought was a neat bike. They make a bike similar to the 1600B. They make the 1600 GT, which is more sporty looking, has a sportier feel. I didn't take it for a ride. I'm probably going to go back Tuesday and take that for a ride and see if I like it. But it's a big bike. It's 750 pounds, and they say it doesn't handle like a big bike, but I don't know. It's a great cruiser, and that would be my highway touring bike, and then then I probably, then it would be, because these two bikes I have now are totally different. A bike, my bar hopper here, and then that big old highway bike, and it gets great reviews. So now I'm stuck. I really want that GS, but should I get it? So, and then I'll pause and I'll show you a picture of the GT there. So I'm stuck. So that was my day Friday. Trying to figure out what to add to my collection. I'd like to have two bikes, and I don't know what to do. So my brother convinced me to go with the 1600 GT, but now I'm thinking about it again. He's going to be watching this video. He's going to call me up and say, "What are you doing now? You're going to back out." So I don't know. The salesman doesn't matter anyway what I get. He suggests that I go with the GS, the 1250 GS. He says it's just much more fun. It's going to do everything you want. But it's up to you, whatever you want. They have killer deals on the GS is a 20. The GT is a 19, but they have killer deals. So low interest rates. They're taking over close to $7,000 off the list price. The GS, they're not really budging on anything because they're really popular. In fact, I think they only have one leftover GS. So, it's what do I do? What do I do? So that's my topic for the day. I think that was pretty good. My recorder, hopefully it's still working. I'm recording. I'm up to 11 minutes. Everything looks good. Oh, we got a nice little turn coming up. My favorite turn that I could probably whip with the GS on this. Sometimes it's sandy here, but we should be okay. You got to be careful around here in the wintertime because you just don't know where the sand is. I mean, we haven't had any snow or anything to think of, but they still, once in a while, they're salting here and there when we have light stuff coming down, and you just got to be careful. Maybe I should not get anything and just keep this. I mean, and just make this more of a, whatever I got to do to make it better on the highway. It's not bad on the highway. The shield I got up here is the screen. It takes the wind off the chest, but I feel it here, and obviously on my helmet. But at 70 miles an hour, it really doesn't bother me as long as it's warm. It doesn't bother me. So tough decisions. Yeah. So what else have I done? That's it. So I'm in my kind of like I got my summer shoes on, or my normal riding shoes, but I got some thermal socks on. I didn't feel like putting the boots on. These are so much more comfortable. Also, I use my heel shifter all the time. And I thought that would be a problem when I jumped on these bikes. I rode 3 bikes, and it was easy to get used to. Because I've been riding this I put like 8,300 on this. Nice turn. And I'm just so used to clicking it with my heel, but it was no problem. And I tell you, that quick shifter, the GS has a quick shifter. Oh man, that is just sweet. that's just a nice deal. That thing had a TFT screen. It just had so many. It's $21.95, $295, I think that's what the price was. And the GT, he knocks it down to about the same price because that lists for like $27, but he gives you such a good discount on it. So they wind up being pretty much close to the same, but he can do a little bit better for some reason. Oh, they have better interest rates. No cursing today. No cursing today. No cursing today because I went and looked at some bikes, and you know, nothing like looking at new bikes puts you in a great mood. You know, I looked at the Ducatis, and I thought maybe, you know, Ducati, I'm going to be a Ducati man. But I mean, the monsters were cool, but I'm not in the mood. I'm not looking for that type of bike right now. I mean, my Triumph is kind of like a roadster knock-around bike, so I'm not really into like a naked bike right now. But I love that new, pardon me, Grand Tour Multistrada. But I sat on it and I didn't like the seating position. I just didn't like the way it felt. Whereas the GS, I felt like I've been sitting, like it was, the GS like it was made for me. Okay, so we're here to get lunch. So yeah, so back to the Ducati. Yeah, so I'm not sure. You know, the Ducati's not, it was out though. I'm kind of stuck on the 1250. It's either going to be that GT, which I'm really not sure of, and the GS 1250. All right, guys, that's it. We'll try it again soon. Later.